Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes. Back on good old Satisfactory once more for another day. For yet another day. Sounds like I'm losing my drive, doesn't it? Yeah, it happens sometimes. But yeah, we're back on Satisfactory, back in our modded playthrough, and if you'd like to know what those mods are, the mods list is down in the description section of the video with a link to Satisfactory Mod Manager should you wish to download and install mods for yourself. Yes. Okay. So we're back on good old Satisfactory today, and we are going to be continuing our little build here that we got, the kind of the strip mall looking thing. We did get the automated wiring hooked up last time. That's what we did. We finished hooking everything up. We got power up here, and we got a plan kind of put together on what we're going to do. Um, so yeah, we got our plan put back together. Very nice. Um, oh, I can't get out of here. Help! I'm stuck. Alright. You. Get. Get. Get out of here. Stop standing in my park. Um, plug these holes soon. Yeah, today we're going to be finishing this. So we've got we got the frameworks. Yep, I have no idea. Um, yes. So that's what we're going to be doing. Need to go over here and see how I did this one. I can't remember how many it was tall. 2, 3, 4 tall. So 4 and 5. Okay, got it. And then 5 for the output as well. Alrighty. Come back over here. I'm just going to open up this wall. Okay, so this is the center. Logistics. We're just going to kind of set up both of these, I think. Kind of at the same time, essentially. 3, 4, 5. Now we'll hold our good old P key right over here. We're just going to walk over here, just in case the camera kind of gets screwed up. Yeah, because I can't see the buildings. Okay, that's the first one, which is the lowest, I believe it is. Yeah, okay. 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna walk over here. I love this smart mod, man. It's so good. They should incorporate this, to be honest. At least some of the basic functions of it. They should just incorporate being able to hold the projection and being able to walk around with the projection locked in place. Like that's so essential now that I've used it. That's like once you start using that, it's like it's almost like yeah. Trying to think of an analogy here. I guess you could say it's almost like your first time, right? Um, your first time in anything, we'll say. But it's almost like your first time that once you get a taste for it, it's almost, or a taste for it, or you start getting used to that type of thing. It's like, I guess you could say it's like drugs too. Um, you just want to have that. That's just a thing now. And you just you can't imagine your life without it anymore. Um, type of deal, I guess you could say. How was I doing this side? Because that blocked off the wall. Okay, so I went across and then over 2. And this one goes immediately down. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. That's exactly what the smart mod's like. Maybe. Possibly. At least as far as the whole... Um, I couldn't imagine not using it now. That type of deal. It's just one of them things. I was trying to think of something else. Well, that might work. I guess we gotta put this wall back. Then I gotta put this here. Then we drag this backwards. So it'll be pointing. I need to get this system down one of these times. I think it's there, to be honest. And then it's like that. And then it's like that. Okay. Yep, just like that. And conveyor belt mark 3. Off she goes. That one's full of beams, it should be. Okay, now conveyor lifts. And if you're new and you're wondering why my because we did get some subscribers over the weekend, which is awesome, always. And pretty sure there might be some newer subscribers watching this. If you're wondering why I'm all over the place, just because I don't have the mental capacity to be able to, I guess, to be able to think like normal people do. I'm not exactly sure what that would be or what that's like, to be able to think like everybody else. I have a unique way of talking about things, as some people may or may not tell you that have been here for a little bit. Like, I either come off as extremely annoying to people, or extremely stupid, or extremely boring. There is no, I kind of like this personality or whatever. And it's not a personality in the sense that, I'm putting on um, I'm putting on a front for you guys or whatever. Like, this is me. This is it. There is no. I wonder what his real life is like. No, this is how it is. Very, very unorganized. Very, very all over the place, and with no thought or effort to make things better. Because every time I try, it turns out a lot worse than normal. Like, I usually end up screwing that up too. Isn't that funny? Oh, we can't do that. Oh, no, we can. Okay. Yep. And I do talk about my life a lot. It's not to elicit sympathy, anything like that. Like I'm sure some people think. Some people probably think that I talk about my life and the struggles and stuff that I go through, um, or the stuff that I have to deal with. And they think, I'm just trying to elicit sympathy from people and whatnot. That autosave was lagtastic. Um, Squirrel. That's usually how it goes. Um, but that's not what it is. The reason I talk about this type of stuff is because I want people to be able to understand why I am the way I am, why I do things the way I do, or why I talk about stuff the way I talk about it. and stuff like that are, you know, it's not because I want a reaction from people or whatnot. It's just that way people can just understand or not understand and just go, well, I don't understand, but well, at least I know why you are the way you are. And also too, it's not that, and I don't talk about this stuff, as if I don't know. I just try to stay out of everybody's way, I guess you could say. We're out of beams. But and doing that and a YouTube, trying to make YouTube videos and stuff like that. It really does kind of clash because I know people don't want to hear about that type of stuff, but I don't know why. I just feel like I have to explain myself to others all the time. Even though they say, yeah, you don't have to explain it to me. It's like, yeah, but I feel I have to so that you truly understand, you know. But the people that have been here for a little while, been subscribed to me and watching my type of content, they understand. At least they understand um, to the point where they go, "Yep, that's this way this person is, and this is why they're this way." I guess you could say that might be a way of putting it. And I also talk about this stuff when I don't have anything to talk about. That's the other reason I talk about this stuff, is because when I don't have anything else to talk about, kind of went down between the lines there. Okay. Then I start talking about. I find something to talk about because there's one thing, I treat my YouTube video like I treat it as if I'm watching it essentially, right? Like, yeah, I may do stuff that I don't like to do or whatever, that I know the audience might not like at that particular moment or whatever, but I still do it. But for the most part, I try to stick to my um, things here. One of the worst things I think a YouTube video could be is a YouTube video without commentary, like any kind of commentary. I don't care if they're talking about random crap that don't make any sense, which is me. So that's one way. Okay. Um, that you just it just don't make any sense. What's going on. But they're finding something. I'd rather have that than have nothing. Um, I guess you could say the worst thing, at least from my opinion, for me, the worst thing is when a person does do commentary, but then they stop for, like 30 minutes. They don't say a damn thing. That's even more annoying to experience. But then again, there's people that would rather play, or they would rather watch somebody play a game without commentary, maybe with a little bit of music in the background, or some kind of audio, but nothing much. The only time I find that acceptable is when the game is um, when it's a story-based game that has a lot of cutscenes. There's a lot of talking from the characters inside that game. Yeah, then I can fully understand why there's not going to be a whole lot of commentary, if any at all, because you're just experiencing the game through the recording through the person that's recording. You're experiencing it through them without a whole lot from their input, because there's a whole lot of input from the main characters. So it's like you're watching a movie. Yeah, that's what it feels like anyway. Also, do we not have any? Oh, I never did. No, I hooked these up. Oh, there isn't any power. I'm stupid. Again, there's nothing. There's nothing. I can be quite dumb sometimes. It's just the way it is. And no, I can't correct it. It's not. It's not. It's not something that can be corrected, I should say. If in case you were wondering, it's like I don't act or act and talk about stuff. I don't do that. I guess you could say willfully could be a word you could use. Like it's just me, you know, that type of stuff. I don't do it as like I'm not playing a part or playing a character or anything like that. I don't know. It's really hard to explain this type of stuff. It's really strange to explain it to others. But I guess it's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted people to understand. But yeah, it is not something that's, at least that's not something I find that's possibly fixable. I guess you could probably fix it with some kind of thing, or maybe not fix it, but at least kind of mitigate it. I don't know. But let's just say I'm never going to be, I'm not going to be part of any kind of job that requires a lot of skillful thinking outside the box and stuff like that. I don't know. Again, I'm just talking about this stuff because I have nothing else. That's all. Oh, look at that. We actually jumped over the line there a little bit. That's okay. Alrighty. So these are going to be versatile frameworks. Control C, Control Shift W, Control V, Control V, and another V, and another V. There we go. Perfect. We're now making versatile frameworks, which is another part of it. One of them should have been made by now. Maybe. I'm trying to see if I can see it up on the build there. Oh, there goes a few. Nice. Alright, so now we're making versatile frameworks, which is good. Just gonna make sure it ends up going down this lift here. And we'll close this off. Yep, there they go. Okay. Cool. And I'll also explain myself as a... oh, whoops. That was supposed to come in over here, wasn't it? That's fine. It's already hooked up. We'll just deal with it. I also explain myself as a poor YouTuber, and again, it's not to elicit sympathy or try to get donations. I don't even have a donation page. For proof of me not trying to get donations from people. I don't even have a donation page, so no, that's that. But I just try to tell people that, or I'd like to tell people that because I want them to, again, understand why my YouTube channel is run the way it is, why it is the way it is, why my voice is the way it is, why there's not a whole lot of production that goes into my YouTube channel. It's not because I don't want to, I don't want to put in the effort or anything like that. It's because I'm not able to. Like, that's not something that's particularly possible in my situation. These are all splitters, yes. Okay. Then 3 and 4. Oh, the splitters are all going the wrong way as well. Oopsie. Forgot that it's the opposite. And I've already got hooked up, so I'm not gonna go through the whole rigmarole of undoing it and redoing it. Just something that ain't gonna be very fun from my side of things. But yeah, that's just so people understand that it's just not possible for me to make amazing YouTube videos. Like I know my voice just sounds terrible on the mic. It's because it's a headset mic. Um, but what I am hoping one day happens is um, that I am able to be able to make some kind of money from this, um, you know, through YouTube or sponsorship or whatever it ends up being, um, which I'll be happy with just about anything at the current moment anyway. Um, and then I can put that back into the YouTube channel is what's going to happen. Uh, that is my big goal. And then once I have production going and stuff like that, I'm able to produce good content that people like and stuff like that. Then I can. That's the dream anyway. Then I can then put the extra bit that I make that isn't used to produce. I can um, put that into helping other small YouTube channels. Um, because the stuff that I go through being a small YouTuber and stuff like that, it may not seem like much, but in the back end of things, there is a lot that you do go through. Um, whether that be through like the back end analytics and stuff like that, trying to figure your own way, um, trying to figure everything out as far as YouTube goes, because YouTube definitely has a crazy learning curve, right? It is not friendly to newer YouTubers anymore. Like I imagine the experience that a lot of the big YouTubers now that started way back in like the 2000 2010s and 2014s and 15s and 16s, back, that it's not very much far back, but YouTube has changed a lot since then. So yeah, their experience of starting out is going to be a lot different than it is now. And me being a newer YouTuber, that's going to be I would say it's a lot more challenging because there's a lot more to look out for. Like if you're a big YouTuber, you can get away with some stuff and it won't be a huge deal. I'm not talking like legally or anything like that. You're not going to get away with um, doing anything that's against the law, but you can get away with a few things, and that's fine. That's not my complaint at all or anything like that. I'm not saying that the big YouTubers are able to get away with stuff um, that we're not able to get away to, and it's like and it's bull crap and all that YouTube allows that kind of stuff. They can get away with that stuff because they've earned it, right? They've been doing this for a very long time. They've earned that kind of treatment from YouTube. That's not my complaint or anything like that. So don't get the wrong. Let's try not to get the wrong idea here. Um, but yeah, the that type of stuff, um, we're not allowed to get away with as small YouTubers because as small YouTube channels, we don't amount to anything in the grand scheme of things. Um, when it comes to YouTube, because we're not a YouTube partner or anything like that, we don't make YouTube money. YouTube doesn't pay us. We're not part of anything. We're just doing our own little things. Um, and obviously, we shouldn't get those type of protections either, or anything like that. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to paint a picture here of um, what it's like to actually be a small YouTuber. And a lot of people know about it now. Like, I'd say YouTube is probably more popular to start a channel with than it used to be. Like, everybody used to watch like a few main ones, and that's what everybody watched. And I'd say now there's probably like millions more YouTube channels created every week. Probably tons and tons of YouTube channels. A lot of stuff. It's just one of them things. Okay, we'll be making encased beams here. Very nice. We just need mergers now. Yeah, the only problem, the way I set this up, kind of screwed myself just a little. We'll figure it out, though. We'll figure it out. Logistics, conveyor merger. Like, if you're starting out in, like, my position, right? And a lot of the YouTubers know this very well. When you're starting out with nothing, like, you don't really have the equipment to be recording, but you still try anyway. And you try to put out as much content to get noticed, because that's how you get noticed, right? Unless you are one of the ones that you put out like a couple pieces of content, and all of a sudden you've got thousands upon thousands of subscribers, hundreds of likes, thousands upon thousands, if not into the millions of views. All of a sudden, a one-hit wonder type of deal. Um, which people that have a lot of talent deserve that type of thing to happen to them because they have a lot of talent, whatnot. Um, but yeah, it's just I forgot to change this, didn't I? To a Mark III. Yeah, I did. I probably forgot the other ones too. I'm gonna go check that. Yeah, look at the beams. Oh no, this one got changed. Okay, so the beams are just slow. But I did also forget that, so okay, that one's good. Yeah, and YouTube, it's not the greatest system in the world, especially to newcomers and stuff, but I'd say it's probably a lot easier to get noticed. But it's also a lot harder to get noticed too. Like, you got to cut through a lot of other, in order to get subscribers, you need to cut a lot, or cut through a lot of stuff, because there's a million channels exactly like yours that are probably very similar things, and everybody's just kind of copying off of each other without realizing it. Um, so yeah, you got to find what works for you and then do that. And it sounds like I'm giving advice. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers and I'm giving advice. That's funny. I guess I'm just giving it. I'm giving it for a point of view for people who don't know the point of view, who don't know how things go. But yeah, starting with nothing definitely is a challenge. Um, Definitely is quite of a challenge, because that's where my starting point is. I know that very, very well, that I'm not going to get the viewership or whatever, because I do got to cut through a lot. Um, but then again, it should be that way. It's not, everybody shouldn't be able to just get all the likes and subscribes and everything. Um, Obviously, they're not going to get everything they're going to need to start. But we just got to keep pushing, which is what we're doing. Just got to keep pushing. But yes, I do. I am starting from a place of not having what I need to make good content. Otherwise, my content, and again, it's just to explain. That's why my content is not, like a lot of others. It's just because I don't have the funds. Man, that's just straight up. I do not have the funds for this type of work. And it's like, well, why are you doing it then? It's like, because I want to be able to share share my gameplay with others and share my experiences and stuff through gaming, which is, always cool. It's always nice when you get like a YouTube comment, right? Where it's just like, hey man, you really helped me on this, Um, thanks for doing that. Thanks for putting this content out there that helped me, or thanks for putting this content out there, you know. Um, um, I enjoyed watching or whatever. That type of stuff. That type of stuff is just like, oh, that's amazing, you know. Or maybe to play a game that maybe necessarily somebody that's watching can't play or whatever. You can see what it's like, or maybe I spark some kind of interest in a game that they didn't have interest in before. That type of stuff. It's always a good time. And it's always fun to learn when somebody says stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, I never would have thought about it, or you helped me out, which is what I'm hoping for in the future. Stuff like that to happen. So we need to put down a merger here. Move this over this way. Next, we need to merge this way. So I got to get this belt to that merger there. That's what's got to happen. Okay. So how am I going to do that, I wonder? Well, that works too. Just like that, that's perfect. It's just for if we need to add more to these areas. Trying to plan for the future in some senses. Okay. Then we'll bring the Mark III here. This one's going to be a little bit harder to place. It's not exactly on a grid. That's actually a pretty good guess there. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be close. Yeah, there's a slight dip there, but that's the best we're going to be able to do. Unfortunately. Let's see. I think that's under architecture. Yeah, I know. I like to talk a lot. I like to talk about YouTube a lot. Stuff like that. Invalid aim location. Oh, should have probably had soup on. There we go. Put a framer in these. Just kind of secure them in place, I guess. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Nice. So now we're making encased industrial beams, and we're making other stuff. Yes, unfortunately, we're kind of low on supplies right now. That's seems like only 3 machines are connected to this. There's a lot of stuff missing. But Yeah, I do like to when I talk about this type of stuff, it's more of to give people the perspective that they normally wouldn't otherwise get that kind of perspective from a YouTuber. I don't know why. Maybe it's a YouTube thing that a lot of YouTubers don't like to talk about certain things going on. Um, and I'm not talking like politics or anything like that. I'm talking like they don't like to talk about how their YouTube channels get produced, or they don't like to talk about that type of stuff. And again, it could be just YouTube doesn't let them. um, it's like I like to talk about this type of stuff. I like to give people the inside kind of the inside workings of how certain things happen. So then, because then people, they understand more. They understand how YouTube stuff goes and what really goes into a YouTube channel. Like one of the things that I always see is um, or that I like to let people know about. Definitely is that how much progress goes into a YouTube video, like how much time it takes, stuff like that. Like I'm sure people appreciate that stuff, right? Or at least I hope they do. um, and whatnot. They appreciate having a little bit of insight. Like obviously, I'm not going to tell you everything, but I'll tell you most. I'll tell you most of the stuff. Okay. There's our encased industrial beams. Sweet. Very nice. Like with this YouTube video in particular, um, doesn't a lot of stuff doesn't get cut out most of the time, or not this particular, but this particular series, I should say. Um, yeah, this stuff does not get cut out, um, because I do have a few people that do like to watch the building. They like to watch the building process and whatnot. So, and I can appreciate that as well. Um, like I am willing to show that type of stuff. They like to watch people build and whatnot, which I get. I like to see that. I like to see that type of stuff too. Um, also like to show off like tips and tricks and stuff like that. Stuff that I've learned, either discovered or something I've learned from somebody else. Um, I'm just like, oh yeah, I like that type of stuff. It's just so that we're all learning, essentially. Okay, so that's going to go to the middle. That's going to be there. But yeah, another thing I'm really hoping happens with this YouTube channel and stuff like that. I mean, I am hoping that it kind of changes um, my boringness that I have going on here. Like I realize that, right? Yeah, I realize that a lot of the content that I produce, um, most of it, I would say probably 99.9% of it is really really boring. Um, it's just who I am right now, which can change. I'm not going to force the change, of course, you know, because then it's not genuine. I want it to be a genuine change. Um, the over explanation of myself, I don't know if that'll ever change. I don't know. I like, it's weird, right? I don't know why, but I really like explaining things. Like if I know something and I'm trying to explain it to somebody else, I like explaining it. I do not know why. That is something I have never figured out. Why exactly I like doing that. Um, but yeah, we're out of concrete. I really do like, like if I learn something in Satisfactory here, I have, 900 hours or whatever. I don't know if it's quite that much. I think it's like 800, something like that. 800, 900, somewhere around there. I have a lot of hours, which is small time compared to some people. Just there's nothing wrong with having thousands of hours in a game, but I don't have the luxury of that amount of time, especially when I've got 4 series going at the same time on top of everything else. I'm so glad I put this here. Is all of these constructors actually working? No, that one's not moving. Okay, so what I need to do then is I need to figure out how I can merge these two together. Because we're needing a lot of concrete. It's like here, it's not a lack of machinery, it's a lack of, just a lack of getting these together here. Okay, so what we're going to have to do then is we're going to have to do this. Have to get rid of this temporarily. We have to do the old split merge, basically. So what we do for that is we go logistics, and we go conveyor splitter. And I like to put it about not quite touching. I want to be able to upgrade that belt later. We could also put it up here as well. I've done this before. Put it about the middle. Let's see. And I can put this like this. I'll line this up. Then we'll do conveyor merger. And grab the belt between there and there. And there she goes. It's going to bring a lot more concrete down that one line. Then we get rid of this. Grab this. Oop. Didn't realize I had to click it twice. There we go. Perfect. Now it's back where it should be. Just got a split merge in it now. So we can combine both belts. Because only one set of machines was making concrete. Now we've got 2 sets of machines. Which is very, very nice. Oh, look at that line of concrete coming in. So it's going from this. It's not going to be this the whole time. It's going to be going from having 3 bags to 6 bags or something like that. Something like that. Once those machines empty out. We can only hope to get the beams going like that. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm saying particularly. I don't know. I just really like to give insight on. We didn't pick up any concrete. Oops. We fixed the concrete issue, kinda, but we did not actually pick up any concrete. That's funny. Yeah. If I know something about Satisfactory, like I pick up some kind of trick or whatever, I like to share that with the group. Then we can all go, oh yeah, it works. It's about there. This box is almost full. Not anymore. This is why we're making more concrete. It's so that we can keep having concrete to make more buildings. And we're getting quite high up here. I'm gonna have to redo this road over here as well, probably. Maybe not, but it does seem like it, doesn't it? Yay! Look at all that concrete coming in now. These concrete won't be the stuff that we need. But yeah, I need to expand this here. What we can do as well, since this is already set up, let's do this. Just use the smart mod, bring all this over. Nice. Now we got a flat area for more buildings as well. This entire thing could be our power station. You know? Like this entire deal. All this slope will be included. Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea, I think. Like another thing, another opinion that I have on certain things is, um, I think a lot of there's a lot of situations that could be avoided if you just told somebody what was going on. You know, if you just told somebody about something, um, then a lot of that would be those situations could be avoided fairly easily. And I don't know why people don't do it. It's like, why do you feel why do you feel it necessary to keep information, like certain information? Yes. Um, if it's not going to help out the person, or it's of no benefit to the situation at hand, you know, um, certain information. Obviously, you're not going to tell everybody everything, but there's certain information out there that would be of use, that would be beneficial to somebody had they just known it in the first place. But for some reason, people feel that type of information, they feel the necessity to keep it to themselves, which is really strange. I guess what I'm trying to get at is I like to tell people stuff. you know, I like to let them know of my experiences and stuff like that way, or sharing information that I know. It's always fun, because then you get the oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Or I didn't know that. Why the hell did you tell me that? That's information I did not need to know. uh, what's wrong with you? That type of stuff. Um, but also, as well, I'm more than happy to accept information from people, unless you're spoiling something. I guess you could say. Like if I'm trying to learn from a game or whatever, and um, you're telling me a whole bunch of spoiler info. That's a little bit different, I would say. Okay, go over to material, asphalt. This is a road. Oh, we're out of concrete again. Wow, I've used a lot. I've used a lot of concrete already. Uh, we got a huge expansion though. This is good. I had a beams. Is that why I stopped? I think I'm out of beams. No, I'm not out of beams. I don't know why I stopped. Bringing belts over. Weird. Maybe I thought it was at the end or something. So we'll go probably here. Just kind of going random lengths. Yeah, this will bring all this stuff over. And if we need to, we'll expand out. We'll do this road too as well. Because this will be like an underground bus, basically. That's what this is going to be. Is an underground bus for certain things. Okay. And that's all going to pop up above this road here, which is going to be similar framing to that over there. That's what I'm thinking. Thinking that'll be the thing that works. Now, unfortunately, the framing is going to end here because, well, this is going to be the edge, at least for this part. But, yeah, we have a whole lot of space we need to fill with buildings before we expand any further. And as well, too, that I should make it known that, you know, when I say I hope you enjoy a video or whatever, which will be at the end of this video as well, I'm sure. When I say that, I do genuinely hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the videos that I make, and if you didn't, that's fine too. I guess I'm fine with everything. I'm that type of person. That's just, kind of goes through life. Doesn't really bother. If it doesn't bother me, it's not a huge deal. That type of stuff. I guess conflict avoidance, you could say. We need more concrete. I don't know. And yeah, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is what it is. This is not a good video for people to watch when they're new to the channel. Like, what the hell? This guy's insane. What's wrong with him? That I have yet to determine, by the way. I have yet to determine what is wrong with me. Did I never get this back to the main bus? Oh no, I did, but these ones go underground. That's right, never mind. It's gonna be fun to get that stuff out of there later. Wonder why a wall was missing there. Very strange. Don't remember doing that. Okay, go back over here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what spurs it on for me to talk about certain things. It just happens, I guess. Can't really, I don't know. Just one of them things, man. Just one of them things. There's so much more expansion room over here as well. Sheesh. The city's getting bigger. Yes, I more go for functionality rather than the look of certain things. Except for this, I mean, look at this beautiful park. I love it. But I think that's going to conclude. That's going to conclude this episode. I know a little bit early, but we're pretty much at the end of our thing anyway. Oops. Bring that over. I need to actually bring these belts. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring them to the middle here. Actually, no, these ones should not be brought to the middle. Bring those out of the sidewalk over here to join onto right there instead. Yep, that'll work. Okay, and then whatever ends up being next on our agenda. Why can't I hop out of here? Oh, because this is because it's technically exactly the amount of height I can jump. So yeah, it'll come out of here and then it'll join onto the main bus here, which is going to go. Everything's going to go to that central spire there. So um, and everything's going to be stored. Every item in the game. That's not including mods because I don't know how those will be added later. But everything in the game, as far as the main game is concerned, is all going to be stored at the center spire. So that's where everything's going to end up. However it gets there is however it gets there. But like I said, yep, that's going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory. And yes, I do genuinely mean it. I do hope you enjoyed. So I do genuinely mean that. So if you enjoyed my content, that's awesome. Um, but yes, I do hope you enjoyed. And until next time, uh, when we hopefully finish phase 2 um, and whatnot, and we'll be able to start working on phase 3. But until then, I guess it's a goodbye.